Do.
But you were in.
No, we're not. Yes, we
We
are.
are.
I forgot that. Okay, hello everyone. Today's game is a pretty special one for me and Natnifat. It's a showcase between the former organization we used to work for in casting compared to the new
Used
one.
to.
Well, used to. Well, yeah, you're still going there. I've got to study and stuff. You know, I've got a bigger schedule and tighter schedule. And yeah, we're going in very quickly here as we delayed this broadcast by about 5 minutes, talking about how to button up your shirt to not show your
Yeah,
chest
at
hair.
least I have hair. At least I have hair.
Yeah, but it
We're
should
talking.
be bro. It shouldn't be on your chest. It should be on your head, bro. You should showcase that off to millions of people.
Well, rather than talking about hair, we probably should talk about skin, and rather the skin that's in the game for this match, because yeah, it's a very interesting match for us too. You know, we know about the history of these two teams, but also Ereus have not been doing great so far. They definitely need this match to turn something around. They did beat Quick, albeit down Skytor in Overdrive Cup, but you know, maybe they have some confidence. They're bringing back out this Zara we've seen so much from them. Quick though, haven't seen all too much of them playing to be honest with you, but it's a very interesting look, super poke heavy on the Sigma comp.
Yeah, I mean you've got to be mindful of keeping your rotations up and keeping that poke up against the front line of Ereus here. If you're gonna be quick, you've gotta just stay out of Desire's range, and this comp should be fine. It's a rather unfortunate starting matchup for Ereus, all things considered. There's a Pharah on the opposing side and a Sigma. Oh well, never mind. Sleek finds a pick onto Dip, and you know Dip does seem to dip down from the sky, and it's Ereus now in control despite all the matchup advantages going into here.
Yeah, on that rest of that metaphor, Dip plummeting down there, way out of range of Natsuki's care. Johan really can't afford to, you know, overextend like that and reach in down to help him. They still have such poke pressure and really looking to get this through, but Snowdrop takes out Lars there. Again, Lars really oversteps, been a consistent habit from him so far, and right now it's continuing to bite them in the behind. And what a rock on Volta to really keep this tide going in their favor. Just does get a trade, but you still have all that sustain from this BAP. It's a super greedy backline. Just Swag should have a lot of impact here, but it's going to require him getting in and active and possible with the help of Lars's bubbles too.
Yeah, though now Quick do have the space. You're able to hold this aggressive corner, and then you're gonna be able to kite into poke from the side lane pressure of the Snowdrop and Tracer possibly in the backline. It's a lot less poke heavy than the starting Pharah comp. It's still able to bait these engagements and bait them where they want them to go, as long as they can stay alive through these pushes. As Lars is coming up with a Kiriko rush in his back, both bubbles used there, but the bubbles are gonna come back very quickly. A window to match though from Johan.
It's a great window. Yeah, they can't walk on through that. Continuous just thrown too far back. That's a great bit of value denied there from the side of Ereus. So much energy though from Lars, just ratting on through the grab. Knaxon's onto 3. Is there a Lamp time to save it? No, there isn't. Just for Swag, the resets building up, finishing off with a kill on Dip as well. And Willis, did he flux jacks that? I believe he must have.
Yeah, probably might have accidentally pressed Q there, because I don't see another reason to use it there. Or then, well, apparently he might have missed as well. As we see Willis swap onto the Maugen now. One thing that I'm looking at Ayar here is Natsuki's ult charge. I mean, I didn't see a beat used earlier, did you?
He was on the Juno before. He meant
oh yeah.
over. Maybe finding himself a bit too fragile in the face of Jester Swag's engagement, but yeah, you do not have a beat to match Volta's or to deal with Jester Swag's blade. Actually, we need the overclock popped first. I think the audio is slightly desynced, so maybe we're just oracling a bit here. There's the beat eventually thrown out, and oh, I was gonna say great kite, but no, Willis gets caught with a 150 charge rail there. Well, not even 150 charge rail, just 100 charge.
You know, I've got some Jaffa cakes here that I'm munching down while you're casting, because I'm running low of energy. But but just like these cakes, Ereus is playing here is very layered. They're doing all their jobs properly, and now they're heading into a possible final fight with a blade advantage and a Kiriko rush building up rather quickly into only a beat and a pulse bomb available soon for Quick. If you go quickly here and you don't, if your ultra, there's the ultra is proper. Just per Swag recognizes there's no beat available, and Johan falls down. Natsuki is in the roof, and I don't think there's a slash available, but as long as Jesper Swag now gets alive here, hashtag Swag Nation, you're gonna be able to probably win this point, as there's no heals coming from...
In.
Oh my god. And there's the beat from Natsuki. There's a Kirikosh from Texel available soon though. And Quick are in a very bad position here. Johan is finally back, but I think Willis is gonna fall. unless there's some crazy things going on, it does look like Ereus are gonna grab this first point and really gonna be taking ahead of charge here in the caster derby.
Yeah, I talked about the Javik activity energy, but right now it's all Jesper Swag being the one that's amping up Lars. If you don't look at Jesper Swag, you know, you'll just get one shot there by the Genji, or as his signature pick at the moment seems to be the Venture. But if you do, then you have a late fight Lars full charge beam to worry about. And yeah, they'll pull ahead in this first match. It's a good start for them. They've really been leaning heavily into this Zarya competition for the majority of their playtime. And quick, switch over to the Mauga, which I find to be quite an interesting pick. I think you're probably more well equipped to talk about the dynamic between these two tank picks here.
I mean, it's a really skill-based matchup there. If you're able to force these bubbles out and engage in the time where she's not able to bubble properly on one target, then Mauga can win. But you are also able to really deny Mauga's value, considering you have to respect the bubbles with the stomp. If you don't have the resources forced before you stomp, it's gonna land you in a very bad place. And as well as the fact that Zarya is one of the only tanks in the game currently that is able to deal with Mauga's tank pressure when you've got those self bubbles available for yourself if you want to use them like that. Obviously a little bit less optimal than bubbling the Genji in. And we see that tank exchange going on right here, right now. Willis has no armor available, with the new name change as well, by the way. Oh, not able to get that boof, but a good effort there. And Ereus are forced back into main.
A lot of space taken, Suzy9 as well, but now I think this is where the tides will go the way of Ereus to try and re-engage here. They're stepping back up to point. Willis is so low, can't get a good engage timing for the stomp at the moment, but Lars equating so much damage, but not before he can take out Natsuki and Dip. Right now, Ereus with their second turn, they just play it off better. And yeah, the new change for Willis, also current change of his mortality situation. Jesper Swag really seems to be on fire at the moment. You expect that to be the case with how many resources are being pumped into him from the comp of Ereus, but there's also quite a lot to deny him here with this Brig and as well Dip probably on his tail harassing him.
Yeah, and to be honest, with the ult charge rates going on right now here, it's looking good for Ereus. I mean, it's in the early stages of the game, but Zarya comps are very snowbally. Once you get the tempo and the high charges between fights, as we see, Lars is coming up to another bubble there. 100 energy gonna be on that beam, and Willis recognizes the low HP of Lars there, but is it gonna be enough? It looks like Willis is gonna fall unless the peel from Natsuki here is good. It's just not gonna be enough though. They're forced back, and now Lars is gonna be starting to beam down everyone. And there it is, there's the Zarya. Oh no, and a Rage Axe as well into play.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Talk about glass cannon there. Lars was on a full charge but so low HP. The peel coming out from Texas with that rush just enough to keep him alive and beaming through all the members of Quick necessary to keep them taking up percentage. 50% taken at the moment, and that Rage Axe is crucial. Ereus now 4 ults to Quick's, basically 2 here. That first one going to be the overclock popped, bubbling Jesper Swag, 150 charge. Can he find the headshot that he needs to? Deflect, running out, but there's the beat just in the nick of time, and the blade to follow up offense and defense. Perfectly coalesced here, and it should give them a quick fight win. All the members of Quick resetting off the map, as this could take into final fight territory. 73% already taken for the side of Ereus.
Yeah, and you've got a grab overclock coming into a rally. The rally can sustain the grab, but it looks like Lars wants to be sneaky with it and look to grab Esports that are one of the DPS that will be isolated, or maybe even find Natsuki. Baiting though. Ooh, the Mauga slump is there, the cage is there onto Jesper Swag, but you trade for Dip in the meanwhile. It's 1 for 1. You've got the grab still available to your name, and the overclock is popped by Slick. 150 energy available. That shield from Natsuki is gonna fall down very quickly, but the space is taken just as well by Quick.
Yeah,
and now we're resetting here.
Actually, never mind. They're going to be going all in with the casino rush. Oham just a little bit behind on the race still, but they have to kind of win this here and now before that overtime can get online. Overtime has been flipped, but there is the Ray. Willis has to kind of flee from it though. So much damage being taken. Lars has the bubble to work with, and Willis falls, not able to sustain with the lifesteal off that bubble. Cleanse forced out. Dip has to find something huge with the pulse from here. Throws it in. It goes wide, and Sleek in the meantime, the last couple of breaths he had in him takes out Johan. Volt takes out Natsuki, and finally he's put down, but not before. This one is nailed down for Ereus, taking the first map 2-0.
Yeah, very impressive performance to start out with from Ereus here. Taking map 1. It does look like there's a bit of a matchup favor going on here. Obviously at this level, the comps you play and the comps how you play them is an incredible advantage to if you can do it properly and if you've got the correct matchups for your favor. Very impressive first performance there from Ereus. A lot more to prove from Quick, considering they're one of the only teams that were undefeated until a few days ago, and you know, Ereus maybe not in the position they would want to be in this season so far.
Yeah, looking at the standings, I believe Eris are hovering on like the 13th place, and I think Quick was still like top 4, top 5 in standings overall. And then, like, if you talk about talk to most of the players, we saw that in the interview with Bullskunk the other day, that most teams still heavily pitch Quick being the overall favorites, especially with Willis in and playing. But like I said, that tank matchup, the skill matchup, really seems to be going the way of Lars overall. That the Zyra is getting so much more value, the cages being overcome by those graviton surges, and I think like I was kind of coping a little bit. I think for Ereus on their streams that it'd be a bit of a slingshot, the slower starts in the playoffs, but unironically that seems to be the case. Their practice on the Zyra comp failing over and over again now seems to be winning them against one of the most favored compositions overall. That's a big win for Ereus to start this one off. But Quick, if there's any team that can fire back and adapt, it's going to be them. And of course, we still have the hero bans and map selections that could heavily sway what kind of competitions are going to be viable.
Yeah, we'll be heading to Dorado for the next map, which does seem like would possibly be a Skytor angle here for Quick. And I've seen Lars around here and there. I've had my interactions with Lars. Oh Jesus. Sorry about that. I've had a bit too much to drink in terms of carbonated drinks, but
okay. I was like...
but yeah, no, I've had my interactions with Lars. I know his hero pool quite fairly well. He is more of this traditional off-tank kind of player, and his queen is very deadly. So if you're heading into this kind of Dorado map where Winston is strong, and if in the scenario where Quick brings out Skytor, then this is gonna be a bit of a more rough matchup. It's a flip around of matchups here. Then you're going from a strong Zarya into Mauga, possible Diva, possible. You kind of share the same hero pool with Willis, other than that Willis specializes in other areas. So Lars has a bit of a advantage over Willis just in terms of what you play. But if you bring in Skytor, then I do believe Skytor will have the advantage in matchup. But we'll see what the angle is to go into here.
And especially considering the bans, Ereus are going to ban Sojourn first of all, which I think is fairly interesting. I think it's not the most impactful ban. I believe maybe just a bit scared of what Sojourn can do on that Sojourn. A little bit quiet in that first map, but we know that when he is loud, he is roaring. And also I had to consider that Quick have previously lost in the matchup with Skytor in. They're going to ban Kiriko, so yeah, definitely want to head towards more of that Ana Brig. I believe we most likely will see Pingu in for the matchup if Ereus are choosing to play that Ana Brig, and especially with the Kiriko ban, that's most likely the angle they're going to shoot towards. But yeah, definitely interesting matchup, and I think maybe this will be a bit of a microcosm for how the rest of this match goes, because if we see Quick tend to feel better and stronger in the dive mirrors, then maybe we'll see more repeated, and if Ereus feel better in the brawl mirrors, maybe that will be a key factor. We should be heading in to our second up Dorado here in just a moment.
Yeah, and in some professional news here, we're looking at a possible Ultimates trio sweep currently of Twisted Minds. They have just, Twisted just took a Flashpoint round, a fight. Well, they're going into the 4th round of Flashpoint here right now. They've already been on it. And they're looking like they're gonna, it's looking like the Ultimates are finally making the recovery people expected of them.
Well, you might be getting ahead of yourself talking about the next, or a currently otherwise ongoing match, but there's currently no head available for the side of Sleek, so it finds the better of this Widow duel. And this might be why they chose to ban that, that Sojourn. They want to force this Winston mirror. The Ereus can be playing what we saw earlier from them, with just like on the tour, but right now falling to someone to pretty strong matchup into dip on the Tracer. And we saw them play this with the Hazard prior, and we really saw Lars struggle to balance cart because it's basically only on him on the defense. There's no Tracer that can jump that job. But Sleek, talk about doing your job. That man needs a whole promotion, getting the better of Snowdrop here, and that should be the pick you need to really open up the space and get thriving in the dive. But no, Willis has a great pick back. And a sleep onto Sleek as well. Great snipe across the map from Johan there. Dip finds the trade at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, It's a bit of a surprise to not see Skytor in here, all things considered, on the Winston. But Willis is doing a good performance, same with Lars. Though it does look like Quick are having the upper hand so far. And yeah, I mean, we'll see how this goes, but it's a very good start for Quick, all things considered. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was talking about the OWCS game, I was tabbed out on the wrong screen again. So I was looking at the pure feed, and I forgot that there was a game going on.
It's okay. Yes, Snowdrop is very happy to repeat that performance on the rest of this map, I'm sure, finding another headshot to really soften up this second point. And Yoham and Texel, neck and neck, both have their ultimates, but Texel will be the first one to unleash it there onto Lars. Yoham doesn't even have to invest it back, but actually will give his life at the end. Natsuki, the rally just too late, but Dip will trade onto Jesper Swag. And now Lars has to flee. There's a very angry Willis trying to find some vengeance, and Natsuki hunting him down as well. And in the meantime, Snowdrop finds yet another crucial pick on the Texel.
Oh, there's a Primal coming out from Lars. Will we see a White Boy Primal, or is it gonna be Shades of Grey?
Yeah, we might have to. Sorry for any of our viewers in a.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Our viewers in dark rooms are safe because that was not too white to blind them from their screens. And now Lars has managed to surely slow the roll here. Sleek trying to help with this cart duel at the moment between Dip and Jesper Swag. Both now on the traces at last. And right now, both Infrasite's going to be traded, so a bit of a stalemate he'd have to imagine between these two Widowmakers, just by trying to maybe change that up, going very aggressively there. But there's Johan's Nano, they're holding it all the time, but Willis is already so low, trying to find something there. I believe he's trying to zone the backline the best he can.
Yeah, resources running low for Ereus here so far. You know, you had your recall forced, Monkey's low HP. If you take aggro here, as quick as there it is, a nice off angle from Snowdrop. Trying to find a second pick, but the Widow is all you need. Pressure is very low now from this side of Ereus, and it does look like Willis wants to go in. But is Willis gonna be caught here? No, not quite. They're just retreating for now.
Yeah. Oh. Pinku does have the rally available, so try and maybe take some space here. No real ultimates available. Willis is coming close to that primal. Pinku now trying to fend off attacks from both sides and deflect away that tracer. The car is still rolling on forward. They need to find some kind of equalizing pick here. Maybe Willis going to Deep will be that, but Dip is set up just trying to wait and see for opportunity to strike. In the meantime, though, the cart has been left to the job of the support, and now there's a very angry, nanoed Winston, but Dip will find a pick. Willis a second one onto Texel, and Pingu still has the rally, but now no partner in crime to work with. He's going to hold on to it, and they're going to basically surrender this second point for free.
Well, I mean, maybe you're putting all your eggs in one basket, as they say, with the last point here. Willis trying to deny any retouches or help onto Lars, as Lars is forced into Primal, already down to 300 HP. And Willis also pops the Primal. Very good zoning so far from the typical Diva player. And there's, the stun is good onto Jesper Swag. And the Swag Nation falls as we're looking at a 0.3, and there's some bad staggers available here for the side of Ereus. If Quick can capitalize on this, there's gonna be a lot of space to claim and a lot of difficult space to break if you're Ereus. Will Willis be traded here though? No, not quite. Lars jumps out.
Yeah, Dippers are living up to his namesake right now and making a lot of graves being dug deep into the ground. Finally, it's pretty put on a hold, but now they have a Nano to work with. Texel 40% behind. Quick could really honestly take it all here if they play this fight correctly. Maybe Nano Winston to go in. Willis can maybe put a Primal off of it. It's all going to be on that rally from Pingu. It's been delayed so long. Great anti though, but a good sleep will keep Lars alive, and now, or stop Lars on his reign of terror. Double nano boost. Can they find the targets going in? There's the hit. Eventually Pingu now will pop the rally, and it should be enough, but no, again, Texel falls to Snowdrop on Soldier.
This is an interesting pick, but there's already 75% hold charge available. So Snowdrop has gotten the impact that you don't normally see out of Soldier at this level of play. Now, personally, if I see a Soldier on my team, and even in ranked, I'm gonna fucking crash out. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna crash out. But yeah, now there's a nano boost onto Lars, trying to reclaim this last point. And it does look like it's effective.
Yeah, Texel finds the big pick there in the meantime, but I mean, Willis thinks it's winnable. Natsuki find the trade. Again, the White Boy Primal strikes alive, but even though the early pick was big from Texel, they just lose the later fight. They are still having to tussle with this greater spawn advantage, and Willis will eventually fall there. Pingu takes two with the whip shot at the end. Dip still riding and fighting on this point. Somehow it's going to be winnable. Dipper's found 2, maybe a touch last second, but Pingu gives us life for it. And somehow, Ereus let that slip with an intense spawn advantage. What? And a soldier?
Well, yeah, I mean, it does seem like Snowdrop dipped himself into the prime ghost of the Fran and really took that by the neck. I mean, we saw that weird tactical visor animation that looked like Osu, so there's a completely possibility. There's a complete possibility that Snowdrop just started playing Osu on the map and just hit everyone. But if it works, it works. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's a secret tactic Quick has been cooking up, who knows?
Yeah, cooking, I think, is a bit of an understatement. That was straight from a witch's cauldron. I'm not sure how on earth that made it work, but like, by the time I noticed him on Soldier, he'd already gotten, what, 80% ult charge? Very surprised to see it here back again. Probably just a last-minute swap. Right now, Quick, look all the way back in control. A complete reversal of this first map when they got 2-0'd on the sub-maps here. And yeah, now Ereus seem to heavily be on the back foot. 1 minute and 50 seconds they'll have to match and overcome. And honestly, with the rate it's been going at, I'm going to heavily doubt they'd even make all the way to 3rd point here.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I was, trending towards with the matchup advantage. You're putting Lars on a very, I would say, I don't know how much Lars plays Winston, but typically what I've seen from him, it's quite an uncomfortable pick. And Quick is taking advantage of that. And it did seem to work out, even with that weird soldier pick. But we see Sleek trying to be sleek with that Widowmaker, seeing if you can find a pick there, as it's Jesper Swag dueling Dip, and somehow Dip has fallen down. I don't know, was recall available there or not, but that's a good pick to start out with if you're Ereus. And only 25 seconds in, you're gonna be able to break this high ground.
Yeah, maybe you get catch some late staggers here, but it's very unlikely. Ereus should have the discipline to back up, or to, not to overextend here quick. Still have a pretty favorable defensive position. Naden doesn't catch anything from the re-engage. Trying to find his counterpart across the map. Sleek also trying to do the same. This Predator's duel at the moment can heavily sway this map. Right now, both of them are just being corralled and harassed in their corner. Just like, see if they can repeat the performance against Dip here. There's the antidote onto Pingu. Can they get the kill? No, he'll live on the last few resilient pixels. And now, Quick have managed to bring this back to a stalemate. Widow's trying to be the one to break it, but yet again, it's just going to be the calm before the storm.
Yeah, oh, an interesting flank from Jesper Swag here, though. You're just slowly
trying to
floating
scout,
around.
I think.
Maybe. It did look like you maybe wanted to do something. Oh, Sleek, though. Just taking a quick shot doesn't seem to work out. Venom Mine also broken there. And that's some crazy intel right there. Venom Mine broken. But
Venom Mine down, guys. Go in.
Oh, there it is. There's what we need to see. And Willis jumps onto Jesper Swag and Sleek with that nano boost, I believe. No, not even a nano boost. That's a nano boost onto Lars. And Willis just found 2 people dry. And now it's Lars in the backline of Quick. Don't pop the primal. Good.
I mean, he'll get away with his life and with the primal still in his back pocket as well. But Quick held onto the nano boost there, and that's just infinitely more valuable than whatever Texel did with a Lars. He was unable to get on the backline at all. Even though Sleek got that first pick, the whiffed grapple shot yet again just could not save his life. Jesper, they sent Sleek up this like before. Now it's Jesper's turn on this little circus ride, and maybe we'll find more impact from it. He has the flying though, and Snowdrop trying to do his best to mark it, stepping up to the plate. Bit of a mistake there in my opinion, but yeah. Ooh,
is that what you'd call a Norwegian gap right there? Jesper Swag is picking up Snowdrop to really initiate this fight, but Quick don't wanna let up that Norwegian gap as they're trying to secure this fight with a primal from Willis, the Swedish, not really Norwegian at all, but it does seem like Ereus are finishing off this fight unless Snowdrop on this soldier again decides to have something to say about it.
I mean, if Snowdrop believes in it, I must do as well. He's on to 80 HP already, gonna get topping himself up. I mean, he's pretty self-sufficient, but lacks that instant burst value. Just although out of the fight at the moment, he has a big ultimate. There's the other one. Pulse Bomb takes out Yoham. Pingu trying to keep this one going. Ereus investing 2 ults as well. It's a 3 ult fight. They need to win this here, and Sleek with 3. Therefore, we'll find a trade onto 2. But Willis is not the Fran will turn this one around, and eventually, with only 34 seconds on the clock, Ereus will take the point.
And what is this Jesper's like?
Did he change it? I swear he just
Is
changed
that,
it.
that is a circle with a heart right there. But it does look quite nice, as does this time bank for Ereus now. It's 3 minutes, not optimal, but it's still a good time bank to have. As a venture swap comes out from Ereus, Jesper Swag cooking with something I haven't seen before, but it could work.
Oh, I mean, from Jesper's like it's I've seen it quite a lot. Texel though being harassed from behind and the front hits the sleep. Lars also recipient of that same thing, but able to really punish Natsuki stepping up there. Snowdrop also falls to Jesper Swag. This venture just historically is so strong for him. His sleep gaining a matter of dip in the duel as well.
I mean, yeah, now that time bank is looking good. You maybe didn't move cart there as much as you'd probably like to during that fight. I mean, you win the fight, but there's at least 1 or 2 more in here if we quick are quick with it to get into here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Texel just unlocked that level 3 perk, taking that nano boost. Oh,
No.
there's a pulse bump.
Oh
no!
Pingu! No! I was gonna comment on how sweet it was, like a little soul bond, you know, both hiding in the corner, and he saves his partner, but unfortunately takes down his tank with him.
Yeah, this time it's not the Swedish Pingu dying to the Tracer pulse bomb, it's the German one
Well,
taking
if it was-
another one down with him as well.
Yeah, if
And
it was a
that's-
Swedish Pingu, he's probably only dying to his own pulse bomb, to be honest with you, but
That
different
is,
conversation for a different time.
Yeah, so we're looking at this, you know, speaking of Swedish people, there's Willis ready for primal rating a possible nano from
Swedish
Yo.
people.
As we're
Ooh.
going in, it's Lars with a good split. That's a great move for that nano boost gets no value now. As Lars is trying to pick off Johan, but a good sleep dart being hit there.
Yeah, he will
And it
be able
does
to...
look like there's nothing going on really here. You got your space created, but quick claiming it right back. And now gonna be holding this choke point. and the Sleek finds a pulse bomb onto Johan. Wow. Natsuki finds Pingu in the exchange. There's Willis finds Texel. And it's looking like a real dogfight, but it does look like the top dog is Quick Esports here. 40 seconds left on the clock as you win that fight and stagger out Lars just quite a bit.
I mean, they invest Nano and Riley into that fight. It will be a last fight, but, you know, you have some joy, some whimsy coming in. Quick did spend quite a bit there. You still have your Nano and your technology to work with, just like has to keep alive, and has to get into a fairly aggressive position to make it work. Dip trying to get an early pick here as well. Area, so this is do or die for them. They have to get this Nano finding value. And a great whip shot from Natsuki, or even a bob from Snowdrop could be the turn, you know, way to deny that. But Sleek finds Dip already first up. The knock shot gets basically no value, but the rest of his team more than making up for it. Trying to go in and hunt down Natsuki, and he will. The ult advantage paying off in their favor. Bob tried to do something, but unfortunately he cannot do everything.
Yeah, and I mean, you're finally able to claim this 3rd point now, or 2nd point. You get access to the 3rd point, right? You've gotta worry about the gate taking a few seconds to open. So you've really gotta be manageful and good in resources with the time you've got remaining here. You've got a nano boost available, but quick, have a primal building up as well. Lars is getting close to it, but if Willis wants to, they can put out a little bit of aggressive tempo here. Oh,
Ooh,
there's
nice
a
nade on
Jesper Swag in the
Natsuki.
back line though. Oh,
Oh goodness gracious!
is that
I mean,
was that a nade bounce perk I just saw there as well out
yes.
from Johan?
Yes, I mean, he saw the purple brigade, so he really desperately wanted that. Wanted to follow up on the value from Texel. Unfortunately, no more value from him in this fight. Johan will claim 2 in his stead, and that will buy them enough time to, you know, mitigate and neutralize the ult advantages that Quick, or the Ereus that we're building up to. Now they only again have 30 seconds to work with, and this time no ult advantage to, you know, give them a strong advantage or confidence. And this is a spawn hold going on.
Yeah, Quick really showcasing that you don't always need to just hold where the cart is. If you, well, Sleek does think otherwise as well. But oh, the void by primal no doesn't hit quite, but it does get Natsuki there. Oh,
Should get a second as well.
Yeah, you break through that, but that's a really good example from Quick there. You hold the spawn when the cart is you know close to the for their spawn area. You're in close. They don't get to move the cart until it's now heading into overtime, and you get another fight in with nano boost. You're forcing the Entis ults to break through the choke point, and Dip looking for a quite a ambitious flank, I would say here.
Yeah. Emergency picks coming out from Ereus. Overtime has been triggered. Double nano boost now available. Lars trying to secure that kill, but it's a great rally from that Suki to keep him alive. Meantime, Pingu not able to get the same success. Willis will take him out. Overtime trickling down, as are the members of Ereus. Bob will try and add one to the number. Now still pushing the point, but Lars will give his life for it. It's Sleek versus the world now. Texel inches away from the point, inches away from getting that third cap, but Quick will shut them down. So close, but no cigar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of smoking. I don't know about you, Natnif, but
Okay.
But,
I'm not either. It's just a turn of phrase.
I don't know. You seem like a cigar man, but maybe that's just me. But to be fair, I could also be one that depending on if you see me as some kind of uncle or not, that I could be smoking.
You're 21. You're 21.
Look at my hair. It's all gone.
It's coming back already. It's coming back.
But yeah, no, I would maybe in another lifetime be sitting on a lazy man's chair, smoking a cigar, drinking my whiskey shot in by a fireplace. But yeah, no, a very impressive performance there from Quick to really take back this game, turn it into an even game. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it is relatively close though, made there by Ereus, all things considered. Maybe not the most favorable team composition for them to run either, but the series is looking close. It's looking good.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I was honestly kind of expecting a blowout from Quick. I mean, we might be a little bit biased being on the Quick show after all, but it's for good reason. Quick have been doing really well. Ereus, they got that top 3 performance last season, but again, we're still waiting on that slingshot. It's been pulling back for quite some while. We're waiting for it to finally let fling forward here. But I mean, it's still a 1-1 map score. Anyone's game, anyone's match, and anyone's ego to go the way. But Sravasa is going to be our next pick. Do you expect to see maybe a Queen Mirror coming at her, or maybe more of the Mauga style? Because I've seen Lars kind of basically just pendulum back and forth between the Queen and the Zarya. Can't say I don't think he's ever picked Mauga once in the officials I've been fortunate enough to cast. So, do you think we'll see a continuation of that here? I guess it depends on the bands, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I wouldn't personally want to run Mauga into a team that has Jesper Swag, who can play Sombra to the level he can, and Lars, who can play Queen. We saw what NRG Shock did to like almost every region last OWCS. You run that Queen Sombra kind of style. It was terrifyingly strong against Mauga comps. You could obviously argue now that the perks are in play. You maybe can run the Mauga with those little pumping hearts and whatnot, the thingamajiggies. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It's a
I do
difficult
expect
question.
the Queen. Maybe we could see like a Willis Sigma come into play here. Sigma has started to rise in popularity on these Flashpoint maps due to a lot of the points being quite wide and long range, especially here on Suravassa. The first point is, very, very open and long range, a lot of open space to cross. The high grounds are well managed by the poke composition as well. You can't really control them as a dive unless you get there before. And even then it's difficult to get a proper dive in on someone.
Yeah, a real playground for the hit scans to, let loose their prowess. And it does feel a lot of times that matchup does come down to which hit scans are able to exert the most pressure and hit the shots in a time of need. That said, yeah, I think if we do come down to that Queen Malgam, which I'm kind of hoping to see, because again, same question as I'm wondering, do the perks actually change that matchup? Can the Queen still second turn as much as she like, just play to bait and live and sustain? Or is the new Malga perks able enough to snuff that out? Maybe can he now match the sustain that the Queen's able to output with a lifesteal? How to wait and see, but maybe won't be that happen. As I believe we're still waiting on the bans to be confirmed. In the meantime, I've got. Oh, Monkey and Lucio are the bans on this map. Quick have banned Lucio, which means Ereus have banned the Winston, which I thought on the Monkey Man. No funny business from him this map.
That might be a future investment with that Monkey ban, so you can't ban it on a final high. Well, wait, no, these teams go to control, so there is no like.
And also, they can still ban Monkey. The other team can still ban Monkey.
Why are the rules so difficult, man? Just to make it make sense.
Yeah, guys, please can we have it so they can ban Malga 6 times in a row?
Yeah,
it's the best system possible. Doesn't need changing. We'll all happily paid for it.
No, but
It's
why can
super
both
good.
teams ban a character once? That's stupid, man. That's even more stupid.
Well, I guess like
Yeah, yeah.
if you think we'll win in the Diva Mirror and then they ban, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's
So
it's
you
competitive
protect
rules
ban
there.
Monkey, for example, on Control when you're in goddamn Samoa, and then the other team bans Monkey and Dorado. That makes no sense. I mean,
Yeah,
just repeat the OWCS system, and it ain't that difficult.
I did say that was a system.
Well, no, I don't think you can ban
Yes.
it. Isn't it so in OWCS that when one team bans Monkey, you can't ban it again for the rest of the
No,
series?
they can't ban Mankey again for the rest of the season. The series. Not
No,
season.
no, but what? I don't understand this system, and I'm way too old for all this.
But you're 21! Well, we'll be wondering. We'll be wondering who will be the 2 and the 1 in that scoreline here to match Uncle Matthew's age here. And we're seeing the typical Ereus flavor here of Lars on the Zarya and Jesper Swag on the Venture. Unfortunately, the names are flipped at the moment, but it's me Willis starting on the Ramacha here. An interesting matchup. Not seen that all too much.
I know a certain group of people who would be saying some very mean words if this was their composition going up against them in a tournament or scrim environment. But that doesn't matter here. We're seeing, I love this kind of matchup. There's a Zarya comp against a Ram comp. It's very three-dimensional, this matchup. There's not one way to win it. You can't just run into each other on either team. You have to force out resources, you have to take space. As I say that, Willis is trying to run into them head first. But
Yeah,
look, you're exchanging trades now. Volta falls down due to that Sleek finds dip. But it is a favor for Quick here in terms of healing and resources.
Yeah. And that advantage is so much pressure output from Snowdrop. Willis able just to stand there, tank every amount of damage he needs, both speed and exchange, and unfortunately Ereus tried to commit in at the same time as Quick, and unfortunately not able to match that. Frontline presence dip now on the May as well. I believe he's start on that. I think he must have swapped, because I believe I saw him starting there. Maybe he's got picked early. But yeah, Lars has to be super careful. There's been a fair few points in the recent matches where Lars being split from his team has been his downfall. And it's going to be that again, but this time it's from the impact of Jesper Swag on that May pick.
Jesper Swag is on Venture, man. It's dip on May.
Dip on May, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You know those little like ice cream dippers or whatever they're called? That's what Dip just did there. You know, you walled off Lars.
What?
Lars got a brain freeze. there's like the little ice cream ball dipper thingies. You don't know. I don't know what they're called. Yeah, they're called dipping dots. I've just been informed by the observer here. It's a bad reference. Okay, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Unfortunately, there's no Blizzard to make the reference even more impactful, but there is an Orbital around the field, and actually, we even needed Blizzard to disengage from that. I say that just like does get caught on the way out now. Willis has to try and turn this one. Actually, no, he does catch just like, and he's gonna throw out the Annihilation and the Kitsune Rush. A bit overkill there to make sure Willis lives. They do get the point from it. Ereus still being down a member. We'll try and step up a little bit here, look for some kind of miracle trade to pick. Lars is so low, and Snowdrop on the high ground making full use of it. First headshot secured, maybe a fade away on to just Swag, no. But it will be an early, almost 25% taken for Quick here, and they have such a great high ground to play from.
Yeah, I mean that Grab is still available for them now in combination with a Tectonic Shock. I don't know if you want to use them together. It's a fight-winning combination, of course, especially with so little answer for Quick here. This is some weird positioning I'm seeing here. Ereus just completely flipped. They flipped him up, and now it's Quick trying to break through the point. I mean, there's some shenanigans going on here, but yeah, it's Ereus who decides to come on top here. So Lars is walled off again, and is looking to get Blizzard. The brain freeze has happened, and it freezes two people. The Grab is used, Tectonic Shock there. Looking to still turn the fight around for Ereus. Slick is finding the picks necessary, and Jesper Swag is digging underground.
He has to win this duel. No! Willis will peel that right in the nick of time. The Swag will fall, but Volta takes out Johan in the meantime, and now Willis eventually will fall. Quick have to flee the scene, and Ereus soon to match that up. I was almost so impressed by Lars, because he used the knockback perk to jump over the Mabel there, nearly dodged the Blizzard, but Unfortunately, the outplay just mitigated by the fact that Blizzard went past the wall as well once Jesper's dropped it. And now Ereus have that great high ground to play from and a Kitsune Rush to go. There isn't really a match just yet. Quick will build it pretty quick, rapidly here. But Ereus, 90% ticking. That clock is running down for Quick, and there's the rush out. Almost denied there by the wall, but not fully there. And now that big ult down, big rush gone. There's a now returning rush from Johan. Sleek trying to answer back with the overclock. Will take out Johan. Trying to find a second on the support, but not able to. I mean, such a big frag, and now Quick finally able to come back. They do invest both support ults to the 2 invested from Ereus, but Volta will be close to a raid. That will be their best chance of turning this one back around.
Yeah, though you invested so much in those last 2 fights for Ereus and Quick, more so in that 1-2 thematic, use 1 ult to start, the second one to finish. And it's looking like that's gonna be paying off as you've got this overclock to try to win this fight, or at least force resources out. There's a ram ult available as well, but it doesn't seem necessary. A Snowdrop drops the Jesper swag, and it's looking like Lars is gonna be the last one to get picked up after getting a respectable amount of ult charge there in that exchange.
But Ereus, I think, they're in such a good spot with the, having the orbital rate advantage. Yes, Dip. Just that Blizzard now to really mitigate it, but I think it got on point. Volta gonna have a massive impact with that ultimate, but it was a great crossfire coming out from Snowdrop to drop down, and yeah, they just couldn't get the touch in time, even with their own speed ring.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky. Like I mentioned with the ultimate cycling here at Quick have been doing well. You've got the Blizzard available here now to get this fight won if you need it, but Ereus are finally building up to their own ultimate to come back again. But it's looking like Willis wants to go aggressively. Looks at Lars, but Lars looks at Dip, and Dip falls down. Willis finds Lars though here now, so you have exchanged your tank for your primary healing and your wall condition. Oh, and it's a good slow to Swag, but Swag gets out and goes right back in.
It's still,
and goes back out.
Yeah, still a fairly even fight. Willis is able to sustain for so long. Techno Shock trying to shake him loose, but no, he will stay on solid ground bubble to keep him alive. But Lars back in the frame annihilation now on the point, and Dip will take out Yes, but another great wall almost immediately broken, and as is Lars' soul, spirit, and body. Willis running through the rest of his team as well. And yeah, just the better amount of ults used out there by Quick. Volts are getting staggered out here as well, unable to join the rest of the wave. And that rush has found more value. Just as I think, unable to make the Shock do anything into the face of Willis's block. And now Dip getting really early here, aggressive with the wall.
Oh,
finally tees it over, and now he's left face to face with Zarya. Bubble broken, Blizzard as well, and Lars just gets caught out in the middle of nowhere on an island. A fortress made by Dip will be his grave, a lonely one at that. And Volta again going to be staggered out. This could be disastrous. It's already 65%, and they're setting up early again.
Yeah, I mean, but a nice pick on to Dip from Lars, and that just might be enough to break through as Quick. You do have to, let that dog loose from the leash. They've been holding it in a choke here. But you've still got to worry about Orbital Ray Overclock if you're Ereus. But you've got some good ultimates for yourself. You've got that Graviton Surge and that Overclock as well. It's looking like they're putting pressure onto Willis. Willis has that Orbital Ray to back him up. And it's traveling just into the grab. And Willis is just going to regenerate. And now there's a huge chance to kill Lars. And Lars falls just like that. Snowdrop drops Tech Soul. Dip finds their Volta there. And that's just going to end the fight. And the point and the map. 3-0 on Flashpoint.
Lars, the win condition there, unfortunately was grabbing anyone but Willis. Willis is the only one able to live in that grab in the face of the overclock, but unfortunately just couldn't find the angle in time. And Quick looked pretty dominant. It was a bit more scrappy than I think I'd like it to be, but still overall a 3-0 is a 3-0 on this Survivor Flashpoint. And yeah, I mean, this Zarya, it did so well in the first point, but they seem to find a pretty comfortable answer there with the double flex backline and, of course, the Remarch able just to stand there, even in the face of the full charge. You can cycle between the shield and the block and really play even slower than the Zarya wants to. And I think, it just came down to the ult rotations as well. The orbitals find the value, the late staggers, the early aggressive proactivity on that third point. Give Quick a really well-earned lead here.
Yeah, I mean, That was a really chilly victory there after swapping on to the May there from Dip. I mean, you know, I need to take my glasses off for a bit. I'm crying from all my funny jokes. They're so funny that I'm crying.
I'm gonna reuse one of them and say I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
Yeah.
See, so good I had to reuse it. I had to.
No, but that is just like a prime example of how one character can completely change how a matchup, like how how strong a matchup is. You're changing onto that Zarya, and Lars is now completely unable to do any of the aggression he was able to do in the first fight, and they almost won that first fight against Quick there as well. But as soon as the Mei is in play, it becomes so difficult to do anything. You're just isolated. No one helps you, and
Uh,
yeah, that's just how the story goes. And now they're going into a final, possibly final, sorry, map 4. It's a match point. Ereus still have been performing well, and they can prove themselves here in these next 2 maps. And
yeah. It's going to be Esperanza coming up next here. And I think the big question for Ereus this season for me has been Jesper Swag on the Venture. Because, like he's good at Venture, but is Venture good? Like, is Venture good enough at being able to supersede the value of the May? Because once you saw them move on to the May, the fights felt a little bit more equal. But Dip on that pick again found so much value. Like, we saw so many points where both speedings would be exchanged, and then Lars and Willis would just kind of bump into each other over and over and over again, just like some weird, tango going on. But Lars wants to get in, wants to hit those squishy targets. It doesn't have that much longer sustain in the face of the Ramatra. And I think that was mostly down to the effect of Dip and the Ramatra versus the Mirror. But yeah, Jesper Swag still such a feast and famine player on that feast and famine character of Venture. So maybe we'll see them continue to kind of commit into that. It has been, a scary presence at certain points, but I think for me, Quick just has so much more flexibility at the moment.
yeah, I mean, the flexibility is nice. I mean, I do think the Venture has a very strong place at the moment. It's not run by a lot of teams, but it has its place. I do think that the meta is kind of difficult as well to get proper value out of Venture, considering we're going into this kind of sustain heavy meta. Yeah, a lot of Ramatra, a lot of Mauga, a lot of Diva as well, which makes it difficult for Venture to get any value after popping out of the ground, as you can just eat up those rocks that are being thrown at you.
Yeah. And it also seemed stylistically that they really want just like to find by they're going the desire to really enable him, and he's just not been able to. But now the ban's coming out. I believe I was told that there might be a JQ ban coming in from the side of Quick here. A Queen Juno ban. So Aria's banning the Juno and Quick banning the Queen here. To be fair, in the match against Incendia, Johan banned the Queen just by himself. He's a big boy now, he can do that. He banned the Queen, I believe, out of the fear that Ereus actually full capped against Incendia on the Queen, absolutely dominated them. To be fair, Hybrid was on Bull. And as you have said, in EU, you're either a Bull player or a tank player, and Will Hybrid, by many comparisons, is neither. But he proved them wrong and got the 3-1 yesterday. But now it is going to be them yet again sticking with this Zarya Venture. The gamble is all in for them, and they have to find something here. But again, the slow is good. He will barely get out with his life clinging on, but no. The trade is good from Slick, though. We'll take it Natsuki, which means now Ereus Quick a lot more less mobile, able to get away from this surely high charge Zarya by now.
The Zarya is high charge, but it's also completely out of position now that no bubbles are available. Though, well, the damage is racking up like crazy. There's so much charge now available. You just saw how Willis' health pool just completely evaporated there. And I would say that Ereus is slightly in advantage here. You've got the high ground control. Quick cannot really break through that until you force some space out of them, but it's difficult to do with all this damage being pumped into again. You've got a Kiriko rush soon now.
Yeah, it's been granting Johan a super early rush here. Texel 70% behind, and that early advantage will be enough to take out Lars. That's the exchange, the trade, the dynamic of Overwatch, the dichotomy between dealing damage and building those ults versus enabling the enemy supports to do the same. Dip will take out 2, and the first fight should go the way of Quick. We know how momentum heavy this push map is. If they can get a checkpoint of this, that would be huge. They need to be setting up early to make sure the Ereus trying to deny that will be as costly as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got this Blizzard somehow already online before Ereus' own Kiriko Rush. And you know, there's not many ults that can stop a Kiriko Rush, and the Blizzard is one, and you're using it even before the Kiriko Rush is popped. Poor Lars!
Lars.
Lars is really experiencing that Siberian cold, as you know, the Russian characters getting frozen throughout.
Yeah.
Oh no, not now, it's Volatile.
Not again. It's the exact same wall, guys. And it's the exact same fate for another member of Ereus. And that's a checkpoint already taken. An effective spawn camp going on here. On the side of Quick, it takes such an aggressive forward position. They've already claimed the checkpoint, that forward spawn, and we know statistically this is a massive advantage in the match to get that early. Ereus, though, they have 5 ults coming out. First one's going to be the Overclock. They have to break this down. They have to break through the iron wall, and they will. But yet again, it's Lars to fall first. The big trade onto Johan and the Snowdrop should be enough. Now it's only Willis and Natsuki was frontline trying to live through. Maybe a crucial headshot from Dip could further extend this lead. Actually going to invest the Annihilation here to try and force them back and buy themselves even more progress, but Volta will find the kill, and the point finally has been ground to a halt.
Yeah, and you did mention the word massive there, so I'm gonna have to say
No,
Taperface.
you don't have to. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
But what is pretty low as well is currently Ereus is pushing distance, as it's still standing still at a 0.00 meters, as Texel might be getting picked off here early. No.
Oh, that's just a bit over-ambitious. Wants to try and greed something. You already have the Kitsune Rush. You already have 4 ults, but now you can't use them for a fight. You need to start building momentum back in your favor, and your ult bank is the best way to do it. Another wall, trying to hunt down onto Dip and 5, and I said, if they grab him here, I will giggle, but nope, they're going to grab Willis instead after taking out Dip. Zell just a fully block, trying to live through it. Yes, but Swag's been traded in the meantime. Johan finding the better of that DPS in the duel.
Yeah, and we're looking at the... Oh, there's the beat coming out from Quick Esports as a Snowdrop Overclock also gets popped, trying to find value here. A nice headshot onto Lars, but doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. No, and finally, while it is a short distance pushed here for Ereus, it is still taller than Natnif at 1 meter 80 centimeters. They're finally gonna be able to increase this distance and hopefully get it to the checkpoint here, as they got a few good late picks, and that's gonna force them back into bad spawns.
It's taller than you as well. I'm just gonna point that out before we start spreading misinformation. He's not wrong, but you're also not taller than that. Oh, but
I'm still a growing man.
At 21, yeah.
Yes.
Growing downwards maybe, but the lead at least for Ereus has grown to 29 meters now. Be surprised if anyone's taller than that, maybe Mango. But Texel finds a big trader onto Natsuki Swag. Yet again falls asleep with the Overclock, finding the headshot. This, Overclock perk has really been growing back into prevalence in this meta. We saw kind of people going back and forth, the consistent value of the ammo being favoured a fair bit, but we've seen a swing back towards more of this one-shot headshot that the perk now allows for, or not allows for, but has always allowed for, but it seems to be a lot more impactful, at least considered in the meta. Another big impact, the checkpoint taken for Ereus.
Yeah, I'm curious if Natsuki and Volta share the same perks, because there's a big argument between is the wall ride or the boop perk better in general situations. I would say possibly against the Quick Esports comp, as much as the wall riding perk gives you ammo, maybe the boop would be better in this situation to really get Willis away from Lars. Though I'm not really a Lucio expert. We do see that the Ereus do seem to be getting good value here though after that off angle, which is supported by both Volta and Sleek, and they're finally breaking through this Quick Esports hold and are getting into the lead.
They're actually going to take... Yeah, that's a big fight there. Sleek absolutely going ballistic. Really well enabled there by Volta on that off angle. And there was no pressure sent back. That is kind of the issue with the dip on the Mei. You don't have any kind of dive presence or like a tracer again to really go and mark that angle. And now Lars fully charged up yet again, has a grab to work with, has the lead to play with as well. Knows he wants to force Quick to be the ones to spend resources first, but unfortunately Volta gets caught out on the escape. Cleanse has been forced. Maybe he'll look for a way to turn this one around. He actually getting a grab. A great wall defensively though.
No, still. Oh my god.
And the
There's
rush.
A Kiriko rush. Yeah,
oh
now
my goodness.
Willis is gonna be taking
mean
beams. Mean beam here, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, as the Kiriko rush is also popped by Quick Esports. The Willis is panicking here, no HP remaining, and the pressure is so great from Mars with that
Oh no, Snowdrop.
enormous beam
Okay.
damage.
He
Oh
has the
no!
second jump away, but can he escape? I mean, he will, but has to get 3 members to come help him there. And
Oh.
actually, they'll call the ambulance on Volta instead. Sleep does find a great trade onto Dip, but now Ereus cannot really kite away successfully, or they have been able to a fair bit even down their speed back up to the high ground for safety. They are down a member. Quick should be back at full strength. Just that moment shorter. And the Snowdrop looking to make everyone a lot short, taking the heads off of Lars at the moment. Again, another great kite. Beat trying to disable that and keep going in deeper, but it's going to be matched by Volta. Greater Beat means that Ereus are able to hold onto his high ground, hold his positioning, and continue to hold onto the lead by quite a margin. But Natsuki catches Volta.
Yeah, interesting there. I did just get a glimpse, and Natsuki does. I think Natsuki actually has the boo perk combined with the speed and damage, or like damage fire rate perk, but that doesn't matter as Lars and Sleek are finding picks, as Willis finds Texel, and now in this kind of exchange it's gonna be Ereus who are better off, and just like that they're claiming this fight. There's 2 minutes remaining, they're gonna be pushing this card quite far. Quick Esports are gonna have to swap onto Winston here to try to change the matchup around.
We saw the bandits on Suravasa, and maybe we can see why Ereus did fear this kind of competition coming out from Quick, but Quick are gonna have to really prove why, because again, they are down the lead. They have a whole distance to go, and Texel gonna be threatening to extend that even longer. Great headshot onto Dip to start things off. Ereus have a big ult bank to play with as well, considering Quick just had to swap the majority of their roster.
Oh, and there's a Jesper swag tectonic shock and a good bubble from Lars, and they're just gaining card space. That's all you really want from these fights. You don't need to kill people, you just need to move the card. It's an objective-based game, guys. But all that is leading up to a possible grab here from Lars. Snowdrop is flanking with Willis and Natsuki, and they're getting kind of low here. They don't have resources remaining, as it's Snowdrop going to... No.
Fire rounds.
Oh my... That damage is absurd.
That is a
Lars, you can't do them like that.
Monstrous grab, monstrous rush, and they're threatening the full cap. Threatening might be an understatement because it looks all but guaranteed at the moment. Who will even step up to the plate? I mean, Natsuki throwing his head onto the chopping block, and a moment away from the full cap are Ereus just like taking 2. Willis is back in the fray, but he has no fuel beneath his flames, and right there, the full cap only dips. Running low health pool is only stopping them, and yet again, Ereus prove they're just so good at this time. This is the second full cap they've got in like the last 2 official matches I've seen from them. They're just dominant on Esperanza.
Yeah, it does seem to work. The Junker Queen Zarya player on push maps, it does seem to be quite a good thing going for them, and it's an impressive thing here. We're going into map 5, which is, I did not expect this at all, but I'm very impressed by the way Ereus has been playing here, and it's still anyone's game to take. So I believe we're going to Control right here as the 5th map. Is it a repeat of Control, or is it hybrid?
These are all the poll we're hearing?
Yeah,
so I think it's Quick's pick, right?
I believe it is loser's pick, yes, and I would hope to see some Willis Reinhardt action here to counter that Zarya, because
Li Zhang?
yeah, and Li Zhang. I would see some Li Zhang Reinhardt gameplay. Albeit I do believe Nepal is arguably the better map for Reinhardt nowadays, but well, it depends on how you see it.
It's an interesting spot for Quick right now because yeah, they do win the Winston Mirror, and they've won with a ram into Zarya, but now, it's just so unreliable. The narratives being laid out are being twisted, they're being malformed, they're being wrapped around and just all over the place. Maybe the bans will be what sways it, as there's been quite a few expended now. The Juno, the Winston, the Malga, not Malga maybe, but the Sojom. But it's Route 66 is being played, so we are just being completely lied to by FACEIT. The classic setting. Hopefully the ban system will still tell us who the bans are. Maybe that'll make more sense.
Okay. So in the chat there's a player who was in Masters who says it's any map out of the map pool for map 5. So thank you, Jonte. Shout out, Jonte, my guy. And Yeah, no, I was right here listening to Thick of It by KSI, which is the situation that Quick seems to be going into here for this map 5 after that performance by Ereus. And if you did watch the Sidemen Charity match, you saw that I would say abhorred performance by KSI on his own song there live. it was it was so bad. It was
He
so
actually
bad.
performed it
Yeah, he performed it at halftime. It was
for
so bad.
charity. That feels just unethical. I'll be honest with you. Like, that just feels wrong.
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
that's the opposite of charity. I feel like that's that's okay.
yeah, I'm sure we can get Panda to start beating with KSI on the quick Twitter. I think that's the way for us to go here. Right now, it's the beef, it's the drama between Quick and Ereus. Instead, we should be probably focusing on is Route 66. I mean, you love to play the Winston here. Do you think that's going to be the ideal way for Quick to win this, or what would you say going in as their best hope?
Well, I mean, against this our peak check, we did see that the Wrecking Ball pick, so I do believe that that's most likely what's gonna be being popped out here. Willis's ball is, I'm surprised by how good it is considering, the characters I know Willis for are the Diva and the Zarya, the Junker Queen kinds of heroes. Wouldn't exactly, expect Willis to be a Wrecking Ball player, but it seems like a strong pick from them, and I believe we'll be seeing that in combination with Snowdrop's Sojourn coming out here next map.
We also did see his Hazard had like abhorrently high win rate in like Champ back when this roster first formed.
Yeah,
Little
that's
fun
correct.
facts about him. Is Hazard gonna be on the discussion here, or do you think it's not really the kind of right situation for him to be employed?
Yeah, maybe, but I believe that if they get the chance to play Comfort, which is the ball from what I've seen, I do believe they're gonna run it down. There's a possible ball ban here from Ereus as well, if they've scouted.
So we're hearing the Ereus have banned Tracer and the Trump Guard coming out from Quick. They have banned the Zarya here. So most likely we will see Lars go over onto the Queen. I have to be imagining maybe they'll choose to mirror Winston together. They did lose fairly heavy, not fairly this, but unreasonable to say. But I have to imagine a Queen going to be their pick of choice here. And the Tracer ban, it's not unimpactful. Dip has, especially in the first couple of 2 maps, was going crazy on that. But he has a lot more in his arsenal, and I think the ban from Quick will be a lot more impactful here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough thing to say because if Ereus, if I heard correctly, Ereus they want to ban Tracer, which then means that there's not too many direct answers to venture that you could work around with a character like Tracer. You don't need to really acknowledge the venture that much when you're playing Tracer, unless she starts to harass your angle.
But I think now that the venture lacks the Zarya bubbles, I mean, yes, he might still have a Queen shout, maybe a knife as well, but is she still that much of a threat even? I mean, Jesper Swag, well, he's already hovering it.
It's Jesper Swag, man.
Sure, it is Jesper Swag. It's always a threat with Jesper Swag, but...
Yeah, we're seeing the Echo, which, there's some sources who I know a few Venture 1 tricks who I might do a queue with or not. There might be a certain Mura I play with quite a lot. And
is that the one you're talking about? The 1 tricks like Moira? Venture?
No. That's another one. There's I just do with a lot of weird,
right.
a lot of weird.
We mean a lot of. I drew it with you.
Yeah, you're a weird Kiriko 1 trick.
Okay, all right. Okay, this is slander.
But yeah, I've discussed this with a few individuals, and Echo isn't really a threat to Venture that much, considering if you get sticky, you can just burrow underground, and it's not necessarily that Echo, considering a character like Pharah, for example, can't really keep Venture out that consistently, considering Echo works in quite a similar way to Venture, where you just want to engage, get your cooldowns in, and try to one-shot someone, with your tank. So we won't be seeing that though. We're seeing Torbjörn.
Yeah, I was gonna say Clash of Titans, but I think given his height, maybe like I have to take a different metaphor, honestly. But yeah, Dip versus faster matches are being told by Observer. I give credit for that one. But right now, Lars clashing with life and death itself has to get forced out here. Willis on the Diva dive matchup here, and I think, like I said, Lars not typically known for his Winston here, and really gonna be struggling into this amount of burst damage and just overall pressure that the Diva Anatomy exerting onto him.
I mean, even if you were someone like Gushue, we saw with, how Saudi Arabia treated China. If you just have enough burst damage, direct damage onto the tank,
Oh,
it's gonna be
sorry.
difficult to
I
play
thought you were
Winston.
getting really political there for a second.
No,
and
no,
I
what the hell
I
are you-
was like, whoa.
I was talking about the World Cup, man. When you play like
Oh,
these
yeah.
Ilari comps and the things that directly deal damage to Winston, it's difficult for any top tier Winston player to play it. And we're kind of
Oh,
seeing
he
that
jumped
as
to
well,
the
yeah.
sign.
Yeah. Even if you don't jump into the sun, you're not surviving that. You were in way too deep and you just got bursted down. That's exactly how
Yeah.
you do for Winston. You just shoot the poor monkey and it dies. But Texel already back on 20% ult charge after Lars already got nanoed and died there. But this might be a tough matchup. I would expect maybe a Sigma or something to come out here.
Lars has an absolutely insane Sigma. Like, I remember we had a mix against him and this guy was like tripling our Sigma's damage, just absolutely farming fluxes. Genuinely just a terrifying force. But yeah, right now on the Winston, he'll be sticking to it. It's kind of close to that prime. I understand why, and with these high grounds to worry about. Even more reason. Has a primal perk as well in just a second here. But yeah, the cart is still rolling. Quick had to be fairly stacked up, but again, they don't have a tracer that he's going to push it. Lars being harassed into the corner, beat as well in response to the primal. And Sojab on the high ground misses the shot, still has it. I'm surprised. There's just a very ominous Lars floating up to match him. But the primal gets nothing apart from that beat, which is pretty big. Jesper Swag unloading onto the point, matching that of Dip. Yoham finds Sleek there again. Yoham, I'm always so impressed by how much they're able to get picks the bomb force from Willis. And catches Lars.
No, Lars, you can't be dying to the bomb. I don't know what happened there, but that's unfortunate. I think Natsuki has been whipped off the map by Pingu in the meantime. But it's looking like a 5-minute push here for third point. Unless there's a miracle retouch coming in. As much as I love seeing Winston, you're gonna have to consider swapping off here. There's not much you can do here in this competition.
Nanoing him in?
Oh
And he gets headshot. Yeah, they rush. I mean, guess what? It is on the point, but feels a little bit overkill. But at least with overkill, there is still kill in the name, and Sojak will be doing that. Finds 2 that fight, and yeah, 4-minute 35-second time bank to work with here for Quick. And Lars will at last swatch over on Swatch. Oh my goodness, switch over onto the hazards. I'm gonna become an occupational hazard. Sorry, continue.
Oh my! Now we saw Dip going onto the maid there, and as soon as we saw the hazard swap, I'm guessing Dip expected a diva to come out from Lars, and as soon as you see the hazard come out, you're instantly swapping back to the Torbjörn. And there's a Willis or a Macho now in play, most likely not due to the hazard condition, but probably more just that you want to have this linear pressure on this last map where there's not that many good high grounds you can dive as Winston. Or sorry,
nice
Diva.
anti, but unfortunately Lars will just fall over in the end. Yeah, the frontline pressure again. Once that hit goes down, the nade and the hit were just a bit disconnected, but Sleep will disconnect Soul from the body of Natsuki. It will give us life for it though. Yoham happy to keep pushing onto the car. Ults are building up here for Ereus, as are Quick. They are quite behind anything noticeable. Yoham will be their quickest ultimate. And Pingu ready and ready to go with the rally at the moment.
Stunning Willis. There's a lot of pressure going on onto Quick Esports now, but this does look like just a good solid kite here is what's gonna be this story of the fight here. And now there's a beat coming up with a Kiriko rush as well, and the Kiriko rush is popped very early. Venture trying to get in a beat to counter that nano boost from Lars, and well, even through all that, he takes no damage. You saw the entire Quick team shooting at him, and he took didn't take a single hit point of
block
damage.
though now. Good nade onto Willis. Also will catch onto Dip and Sleek and Swag finally waking up in the time of need. Yeah, so we have a scramble there with the DPS of Ereus. Will finally bite back after doing not that too much of the first 2 points. They managed to whittle the time back, then almost halving it here for 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah, and I mean, just like the circa 2 million people that watch the charity stream today, heroes are kind of in the thick of it and are suffering because of it. And as we see a Ramatra overclock and the Molten Core coming out here very quickly. And we'll see, is Dip gonna splooge around? No, it's Snowdrop initiating it. Lars trying to counter with a hazard downpour. Gonna find Dip He's gonna fall to the turret. No, Snorup gets the finishing blow as finds Pingu. And there's no one left to touch from Ereus. And yeah, just like predicted, it's a very, very long hold here now after capping that third point so early on. Or sorry, second point early on.
There's just no ults available for Ereus, and at least the one they had connected onto the character that's quite notorious for living a fair bit into the hazard. Yes, they do catch him, but the rest of his team will fall around in the meantime. And 2 minutes is, you know, it is sizably cut down from that early time back, but it is still, you know, sizable. 2 minutes taken for quick. Ereus have quite the performance to match here. And do you think they're going to start on the Winston again, considering how lacking in success they were on the first 2 points? Maybe they'll start again on the hazard. Propane.
I think they'll be starting on Roadhog.
Propane.
I might be wrong though. No, okay, they're going. I'm just joking.
Propane. Ain. Pain. Ah, pain. A great visual metaphor there. That's a cry for help, I'm being told. But maybe I shouldn't repeat that. Maybe I should let them keep. I'm sure there's no. Listen, we might joke about Tobias having quick sponsored snipers, but it's definitely not true. But there is one sniper on the field, going to be side of Area Sleek, hovering. Widowmaker probably just looking for an early shot to try and open things up. But yes, it'll be the hazard they start off with, no longer the Winston.
Burger. Yo hamburger, you could say.
5, 4,
It's a very hot and
That's
delicious.
his name.
1.
Sasha. Sorry, that was mean. I do. Johan's honestly been one of the most impressive flex supports I've watched. Like, even if it was, you know, not being on the quick stream, he's always just finding such great value, and especially with such aggression. Most simply on the Kirika, but now on the Ana. A different look, but I expect still such a high quality performance from him. I mean, I was still seeing the Torbjorn stick around, but just why going on onto the Genji instead.
Yeah, and I mean, either way, playing Hazard into this is still very rough. You've got to deal with that nade that just got popped. You've got to clear turret. Then you've got to beware of whip shot from the Natsuki, and there's a sleep dart coming up as well, and Willis is gonna peel and force you on off high ground, and now there's no way you're gonna engage with no LOS from your support.
Yeah, it's just a crazy defensive position right now for quick. So many rushes to burn through. In areas, they just got it around the corner, but cannot seem to get the angle to get though. Dip has dropped down to try and challenge us like more directly. Maybe that puts him more in line of fire, but a big anti coming out. Texas will trade onto Dip, and Lars finally get away. Willis frantically spinning away from the rest, and Jester Swag deflects running out, running into the face of the boosters from Willis, and they will be able to survive. Martyrdom there from Dip giving his life for the greater good. But quick, they are still mat down a man, and they do have a spawn advantage to contest with.
Yeah, and I mean, but you gotta be wary of this nano boost. The Lars is slept and naded now. Wait, is Johan already gonna have the groggy perk? Or no, that's a tier 2 perk, right? No, that's a tier 1.
It's tier 1, tier 1.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
I'm guessing Johan is using the nade one as Willis finds Sleek with a good anti-nade follow-up there.
And the boost is invested, and just like actually will trade onto Snowshot. That's pretty sizable, but they don't have any real space to work with here. They'll be back just a moment bit quicker, but yeah, they have so much to burn through. Can they take advantage? They're gonna try and go fast with the nano boost, but onto who? I mean, we'll get them a good spot on the high ground. Nano boost is running out last. We'll have an ult soon to work with here. Yeah, we'll buy them valuable space.
Tear it down though. Oh, there's a rally and a bomba. And the cleanse is forced. The bomba is very good. It forces everyone from Ereus back. And Sleek is still kind of far behind. Huge, but there's no follow-up available thanks to the D matrix from Willis. The turret is finally broken though by Pingu. But is it too late as the
unable to make the situation sticky for anyone but himself. Actually, that Texel will walk into it somehow. Pingu finds a good trade. As will Lars, both supports now down for quick. And surely Ereus, this is their point to take. Sandra is still alive, but surely not for a moment longer. Willis will trade on to Lars. No bomb available though, so we can't really hold this point for too long. And I don't think they'll try and recontest this. No, you can see the supports backing up to set up for this second point. Ereus 3 minutes to work with. Noticeably less than quick, of course, but still a point cap nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, all you need at the end of the day is to just get through each of these checkpoints one by one. There is gonna be with a high likelihood, a pretty big time gap difference, considering how little time Ereus have left here. for this second point. I mean, 3 minutes is quite a sizable amount, but considering second point, how difficult it is to break through, might take a while. But as long as you get to the end point, that's all that you need. But you're gonna have to be worried about this node of overclock as it's hitting headshots, it's hitting body shots, but it's not able to find the picks necessary. So, but it does seem to force Ereus into a very bad position as Lars is gonna fall down just like the London Bridge.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, it's still pretty stable at the moment. Unfortunately, might not be the same to said for Ereus. Maybe it's make staggers here. Dex will just get caught out in the meantime. This is like back on his BS, back on the venture. Now Dip will have to try and really match that as well, but it's quite a scary duel to take overall. You can see that deflect forced out, the side angle fight, trying to enable them to get a proper position to hit the backline standing behind them. Nano boost available for both sides in just a moment. Riley nearly ready, but Pingu so close to that rush will be shut down before he can get it offline. Nano boost on Lars, try and turn this one around. Double nano boost there from the side of Quick. Johan will get trapped, does miss the sleep. The effect which is good to keep him alive, and now they have the man advantage and they hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, while the time is slowly running out here, you're gonna have to. I don't know what I'm gonna try to say here. It's tough. It's looking rough for Ereus. You're gonna have to walk into a rally at Diva Bomb, a Blade, and there's only a minute and a half remaining. You've got some good ultimates available in the Kitty Crush and Overclock, but you're gonna have to invest one of these to break through the choke point in the first place. As Lars seems to be breaking down himself, as there's no armor remaining just after walking through that bridge side. Doesn't seem to get picked off the rally force though somehow.
Yeah, it's a good nade there. I think the forced out, and Natsuki had to invest the right to get the armor back to keep living, but now it's not really available for whatever Ereus had to push inwards. It's going to be the Kiriko rush to get them out of the choke point. Lars on the high ground, clearing them all off, trying his best to just cleave open some kind of space for Sleek to find a shot. 150 charge shot left. Can he make it work? He's looking for his target. He sees a Soldier, but unable to find it. And now big opportunity down from Ereus. Quick soon to respond here, but no, just Spike takes out Dip before he can unleash the Blade. That's a crucial pick right in the time of need. Willis falls, gonna invest the bomb. Just like trying to get more, but Snowdrop shuts him down. Now has the high ground, has the overclock. Will even need it. Texel's fallen, as is Pingu. Do invest the nano boost there. A little bit maybe paranoid to catch out Lars, but still, regardless, they will in the end.
Yeah. It's getting into last fight territory here, as you say. There's gonna be the nano monkey available, primal as well, to really keep that tempo going. But there's still so many dangerous DPS, also you're gonna have to respond to one of these, but you don't have anything to respond with really for the side of Ereus. Well, the nano boost is defensively, but the Blade is used early, and it finds Sleek, and it finds Texel, and that's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario for Ereus. The best one for Quick. Good ult tracking there is what's gonna win you this map and this series, unless Lars does a miracle play here. Primal is over already.
Nano, but he's just all on his lonesome. Well, let's take out Pingu before he can get back.
Nano
is available.
Nano.
This has to be now. Touch
oh
the
no!
Oh, the miscommunication. I think maybe Lars wants to look for something there, but Sleek unable to touch the point and allow him to do so. And I mean, it would have been a miracle to get anything more than that, to be honest with you. But the nano was there, the opportunity was there. But at 3-2 is the result. No more alternate universes where Ereus with their what ifs. It's going to be Quick with the this is what happened. This is their game. This is their match, and they'll continue to dominate at the top of the standings. Ereus still struggle to get a match win under their belt. I've been there. I feel it. It's okay. But, you know, and they can't walk away all that too unhappy. They still performed really well. 3-2 was not the match score that I think people would have predicted here. So overall, still a good match from them, but Quick just that bit better.
Yeah. I mean, a good performance all around from Quick. Ereus, though, really making it close on the maps where they want to make it close. And a very impressive performance all the way around from both sides here today. A good series to watch, and a great way to end the caster derby, as they call it. Well, no one calls it that.
Who's calling it? Us? We're calling it that now.
We're calling it
that. We're calling it that now. Yeah, that's what this match was. Not, you know, Ereus versus not Ereus versus Quick, but our caster shenanigans. But yeah, I continue with domination from Quick there. I'm wondering what is their next matchup so we can inform all of the lovely fans in the audience today. Thank you all so much for watching, of course, but I'm going to see what the next match is coming up. I can try and check on Liquipedia. In the meantime, so make sure you are following our socials to get these updates in the bits. But I believe I heard the word. Oh, Cronus is playing against. I believe that is the Kurama effort until the Matchu.
What
Cronus.
Kronos? Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's a Depsi Merc. Oh, I think it's
I think it's Unto.
I think it's Untavainen as well. Yeah.
Is this Zoom? Is Unto Kurama Defa Epsi's? Yeah. You played that team.
Yeah, I mean, I know the
WTS.
team, but I don't know if off the back of my head, my head is quite occupied with other things at the moment,
Well,
mainly
it's
being
quite-
bald.
But it's quite unoccupied by any hair, but sure, being bald is quite an occupying thought, I've been told. But yeah, and I think an interesting matchup, interesting rosters overall. 1-6, also looking for a similar slingshot that Ereus needed. But yeah, again, keep your eyes on our socials and on our Twitch channel if you're interested in seeing that, and of course, see more from these wonderful quick players. But I believe, unless you have any final closing words for us, Match, that'll be us wrapping up for today.
I do have a few final closing words. Since I saw him in the chat earlier, let's get a channel raid going on to Arcos. Let's get the good old Arcos. That's but yeah, no, the real final words I do have is how do I say, very very impressive performance now from Quick, considering the last, there is still, I think, some uncertainty going on. I cannot know, obviously, but the performance against TA did look kind of heartbreaking a few days ago. That especially that last map, so it's nice to see them bounce back here, and even through tough situations and maybe a few more dominant maps from the other side, really bouncing back and showing a good performance when they need it. So that's a nice thing to see. But I don't have anything more left to say. So if you do, Natnif, that's all yours to take before we go to raid Arcos.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Well, I think it's important to shout out Joe Too Cool. Mostly known for our Rocket League casting on the channel, stepping in for production here. Of course, Mag, Corn, Emoji J, giving us that wonderful clean feed and some helpful information as well. And thank you all so much for joining us in this great matchup that I hope to bring you more in the future. But that will be all from us. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Yeah, we'll see you around. Bye bye.